Hi, welcome to Piano Think. Let's start with a cheap party trick. So, you know this thing, right? Where one hand seems to get confused and mirror the other hand. There's a reason for this, and that our hands work very well when we do things in mirror images, because our hands, of course, are mirror images of each other. And this applies very much to piano technique and a way to solve a lot of technical problems. It's something I do all the time with my students as I'm trying to make it easier for them, for their body to work in tandem, the hands to work together. Let's look at measure 17 of the Chopin Black Key Etude and see how this works. I'm going to play this quite slow, and let's see how this works, and specifically keep your eyeballs on my elbows as they make mirror image motions of each other. And you'll notice as you look at the score, and Chopin was very aware of this, that the hands work, again, well in mirror images, and that as the right hand approaches the fifth finger on this part of the extreme, the left hand also approaches its fifth finger at about the same time. They're not exactly the same time, but pretty close. So essentially we have you playing from, he has us playing from the inner part of our hands, 1, 2, 3, reaching out to the outer part of our hands at the same time. And even though the right hand figuration is quite a bit different than the left hand, I still make the same motion because I'm making the same physical gesture reaching to the outer part of my hand at the same time. So my left hand is making these slurs, which mirrors the right hand. It's not a slur, but it's reaching out at the same time. So if you were to watch the momentum and the motion that I'm making, I'm starting lower and getting higher while my elbows reach out. In fact, I had a teacher years ago and she recommended I should knead bread because you make this mirror image motion. Very good for flexible wrists, and it tastes delicious too. But and the thing is, when I do this fast, I've got all the speed I need because it doesn't come so much from my fingers. It comes from the circular motion that is mirroring each other. Let's apply that in another place at the beginning of the etude. And there's an infinite number of places you can apply this in your own repertoire. Now, the beginning of this etude, it seems like the left hand is doing something that has nothing to do with the right hand. However, if I make a mirror image of each other, I'm going to get speed and efficiency. And if I don't, they're going to fight against each other. And I see this sometimes with my students. So I had a student a few weeks ago, and the student wanted to play the left hand kind of with a dropping motion for each one. So I was essentially making 3 motions that were vertical in nature, while my right hand, while his right hand was making something that was very rotational and a little bit more opening of the arm. And he couldn't coordinate it because it's the same thing. That why you can't coordinate this motion, because they were doing 2 very opposite things. But if I can align them and make the same motion, doing what we just talked about, so in this case I might start lower and rise while my elbows reach out, open up. Then I have a mirror image of each other, and I get the speed because I'm not making all those motions. And here's the magic question: how many motions am I making? Making essentially 1 motion, and I'm doing it at the same time with both my hands. Apply this principle of mirroring your arms and your motions and understanding the rhythm of momentum and rhythm of motions that you're making, and have them in synchronized fashion. It doesn't always work, but it frequently works, and with very pianistic composers, it's often the case that it will work. It will solve a lot of technical problems. And as you practice this, practice it slowly, but using the correct motion. So try this mirror image idea. It works all the time in Chopin, and I bet you're going to have great success.